What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Salami squad around the world? The meat pack is in the building. It is your boy Mike Rogers. Got Mike Richman in the cut. Got Alex Cruz in the cut. On cruise control. What's up, fellas? How we doing?
Boy, is good, boys. How we feeling?
Big chilling, dude. We're doing great.
We are doing great. We about to get into a little bit of this dingers and doinks. Got some baseball to talk about. Want to talk about some players that are hot right now. Kind of give a little early, maybe award predictions or whatnot. Just talk some shit about some shit. Players playing great ball right now. Teams playing great ball right now. Potentially getting to some power rankings as well. But, kind of just want to have this early little MVP discussion or whatnot. I know it's super early and whatnot, but around this time with the last season, they only playing 60 games, it was about time for all that to start wrapping up. But, if we're looking at, I'm not really AL, NL and whatnot, just kind of talking about who's hot. But, it's hard for me right now to think at this pace that Mike Trout, what I'm saying, isn't just going to get handed that award for the fourth time. I mean, we're just talking about generational talent. Dude's hitting 365 right now. The homers looking all right. The RBIs looking all right. The slugging percentage is off the chart. I mean, this guy, Mike Trout, is there anything this brother cannot do on a baseball field?
No, man. You're talking about probably the best power hitter, best leadoff hitter, best contact hitter, the fastest man in the league. I think he's the best at everything. He's going to go down as by far one of the best baseball players, I think, of the last 25, 30 years. And that's not even arguable. You could argue all time. Like, this dude come down here and best fielder. Like, he's just in the conversation for the best all-around player at everything that he does. So to not have him at the top of the MVP conversation, and he's having a career year. So he's just like, every year he seems like he does something better than the last, and it's just insane to watch this man ball. And I've been saying it the past couple of times we've done this, but I need to see this man in the playoffs. Please, LA, get this man in the playoffs.
I get that chill. I mean, it's hard to think that a guy that's already gotten, has 3 MVPs, that if retired right now as a first ballot Hall of Famer, could be having maybe his best year yet is kind of insane to think about. I want a big shout out to this man, Albert Pujols, to the machine, man, who just got cut by the Angels, who for a long time was Mike Trout for the better part of 10, 15 years. I mean, dude's like 4th all time in home runs, like 5th in hits. I mean, we're talking about one of the best players of all time, and his teammate of Mike Trout is just picking, right up here. But I do want to talk about another teammate of Mike Trout. That's that boy Shohei Ohtani, man. This is something I don't think people realize of what's going on. We've seen players be two-way before, can do a little pitching here, can do a little hitting here, but never seen anyone be dominant. I mean, we're talking about a guy here, and to think in the Japanese Pro League, a lot of players do that. Pitchers especially hit. So I mean, to see a Japanese player who can hit really well isn't a big deal. But this man Shohei Ohtani, man, is raking balls out here in Los Angeles. I mean, the pitching could be a little better, but he's looking good, man. To have this kind of two-way player, I don't think people are really recognizing what they're watching, man. This dude is something special. If he keeps going at this pace, I mean, we're talking about a guy who could fuck around, win Cy Youngs and MVPs, batting titles, just kind of raking some awards, and I think gives them a really good shot to win, man. To me, this is the year if the Angels were to do something. They got the squad, man, but they just got to put some things together. I don't know how they lose baseball games.
Yeah, bro, I hear that. The Angels, I just feel like their problem is so top heavy. Like,
yeah,
you got Rendon there too. You got Rendon. Ohtani, you just said, is a generational guy. Trout, another generational guy. Like, it just feels like they're so top heavy. But speaking of Ohtani, I just gotta say the advantage that it gives the Angels to pitch a guy, throw 101, go 7 innings, and have him bat 5th in the lineup. Is like, I mean, that's amazing. Like, usually your pitcher comes up and that's a free out, but for the Angels, your pitcher comes up and it's like, we're gonna bat him. He's hitting 5th in the lineup, and he's probably gonna hit a home run. So why not? Like, but talk about a guy that could. We talked about Bumgarner like 2013 when he was hitting like 4 home runs a year as a pitcher, and we thought that was crazy. And now we got Ohtani hitting like 20.
What a beast!
Yeah. incredible.
Yeah, it's insane, man. That's honestly really crazy to think about. I just hope he stays healthy and can keep it going. But I'm sitting here looking at some other players in the league, and the best team in baseball right now with the Red Sox. If they keep that up, and JD Martinez keeps having the year he's having, he's right there in that conversation.
Bogarts is there.
Xander Bogaerts is right in that conversation. I want to give a big shout out to this man, Byron Buxton out of Minnesota. This dude's playing crazy right now, 370 average right now. The Twins a couple of years ago just kind of asserted themselves as a great team in this league, and Byron Buxton, especially this year, has been leading that charge. And I know it's early. I can see a lot of things happening with this MVP race. Obviously, Acuna is doing his thing. It's weird to think he's only in his third year, and to him just have these kind of numbers is completely normal. That dude just figured out how to play baseball at a high level. But we're talking Chris Bryant. There's some players, man. To me, Fernando Tatis might be in this conversation. He might be the most exciting player to watch in this league. But I don't know, man. We got any names? Anyone I just said? Who are we liking? There's some good baseball getting played right now.
No, we look. There's a lot of good players, like you said. The league right now is young. They're fresh. I feel like everyone after that 60-game season wants to get out there, and players been waiting and they're balling. Like it's crazy. Like you said, Acuna came out and he's doing his thing. Like throw out Vladdy G. I love my Blue Jays, bro. That's my sleeper pick. But dude, he's been good. Like solid. We got some players. Buxton, like you said, has been going crazy. The Red Sox, can't sleep on them. JD's having another just crazy year. Now, what was it, 2 years back? He almost won the Triple Crown, so we know he can play. It's baseball's in good hands. I'll just say that.
To me, what is crazy, when we did our season prediction as far as who's going to win these divisions, I don't think I had the Red Sox as number one. I know the power rankings right now in the MLB. I know the Giants are right there. Who would have thought the Giants would be right there? Obviously they won 3 chips, some odd. They were a dynasty for about 6 years. They don't really have any stars on their team. A lot of guys from that era, but I know the A's are playing really good ball right now. They're up there in that power ranking.
I know the Dodgers just fell off.
Dodgers been guys. Still though, dude, these Dodger Padre matchups might be the best thing that has happened to baseball this year. That is a real rivalry. We got Fernando Tatis closing the eye on Trevor Bauer. There's some fun baseball going on. It seems like every single time they play, we're getting extra innings, we're getting walk-offs, we're getting shit talking. That's been a real fun matchup to watch. But I do want to slowly transition in here to some pitchers. I want to talk about some pitchers, possible Cy Young winners, who's looking good right now. And my guy we see right here, who I think at the end of the day can low-key be in that MVP conversation if he keeps the shit up he's doing right now. But I'm talking about my man Jacob deGrom right now, sitting at a 3-2 win-loss record, which is what it is. He's won a Cy Young going 10-8, 10-9. So obviously that's my boy. But we got to talk about this ERA for a second, man. He's sitting at a 0.68 ERA right now. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? He's leading the league right now in strikeouts. This dude knows how to pitch at baseball. And my thing with deGrom is I know he kind of got a late start into the league and whatnot, so he is a little bit older. But I just wish the Mets could get him more runs when he decides to get on the mound. I know pitching and how stats work and, Hall of Fame qualifying things. I know they've slowly started to shy away against the win-loss record. I know that's still a huge deal at the end of the day, but we're really starting to look at how ERA and WHIP and stuff come into effect. Because, at the end of the day, you could pitch a great game, but if your team, it's okay to give up 1 or 2 runs, but if your team can't back you up, it's not going to work. But deGrom, man, to me, will win the Cy Young Award. Could be in the MVP conversation. And another dude I want to talk about here is that boy John Means out of Baltimore. Obviously, the other day had himself a no-no. He's sitting at 4-1 4-0 right now, 1.37 ERA. Dude's kind of balling, man. There's some dudes kind of balling. John Means, bro, where he come from?
He's stinky, bro. That man fucking kid. I hope you brought up John Means because I was just looking at his stats earlier, and he's under 1 ERA, right? I think he's got a 0.5 or something like that. He's right up there with 0.37. What is that? You're in the MLB, bro. There's other major league batters that he's pitching to with a 0.37. That's That's insane. But I just love his story. Like he looks great.
He does. That no is awesome.
Yeah, bro. I love him. He just is like I forget, his story is crazy. The way he like came up, and I think he had some injury history and had to go back to college. So his story is like super inspiring. The way that he's made it to the league and like worked his way up through the minors and now become one of the more dominant pitchers in the league on the Orioles team who needed it. Frankly, like they have not been so great recently, and for them to have a guy now, an ace on their team to look to and give the ball to when they need him is he's been awesome. He's another guy that's got to be in the Cy Young conversation early at least.
Oh, definitely right now, I would have to imagine for sure. Obviously, the no-hitter helped him out a big deal. And like you said, Baltimore needs this a lot. And 2-3 years down the line, I think I like Baltimore on the come up. I mean, they got some good young players between, Ryan Mountcastle and Adley Rutschman. I mean, they got some guys in that farm system and on that team that have only been in the league for a year or two that, maybe as the Bostons and the New Yorks kind of decide what they're going to do. I mean, New York will never not be bad because they have so much money, but definitely good for Baltimore to, find their ace and, they're young, they're rebuilding. Still got to deal with that Chris Davis contract. But, John Means is 100% in that conversation. I mean, a lot of other guys in this conversation. Speaking of the Yankees, Garrett Cole's out here doing good. I got to look at Washington here. I mean, Max Scherzer, dude, Mad Max, who's already got 3 of them, just pitched a gem the other night against the Yankees, getting them strikeouts. And I mean, still, I know the Dodgers have been slipping, but their whole 1 through 3 on that mound, man, between Kershaw, Bauer, Walker, Buehler, they got a good little pitching staff going on there in Los Angeles. I mean, on the other side, Darvish with San Diego, there's some pitchers in here, man. You see anybody that's, you see as a sleeper or some guys you just want to shout out that's been playing good?
I mean, listen, I got to give my Phillies a little shout out, but I like Zach Wheeler over here. We got him for
former my guy.
I mean, I love Zach Wheeler. He's been going crazy for us. I mean, Aaron Nola is obviously our ace. He's our number 1, but Aaron Nola is doing his thing too. But Zach Wheeler to come out, and we paid him, I don't even think that much more than the Nationals paid Patrick Corbin, and Wheeler for us has been arguably our best pitcher this year. Like, he's just going out there throwing. He just threw it like a complete game shutout the other day, 2-3 hitters. Like, he's coming out here and being efficient and being exactly what you need from a number 2 guy. So I mean, I gotta throw Zach Wheeler and of course Aaron Nola out there. They're my boys. So
I think, honestly, brother, I'm not here to, poop on the team or anything, but I think Philly, they need to, obviously between Wheeler and Nala and obviously got Bryce Harper, they got a squad, man. I think Philly could really make a run. I think they haven't made the playoffs in a hot minute. I think now's the year they can get it going on. Joe Girardi being the manager, man, can really whip things up into shape. Bryce Harper took like 100-mile-an-hour fastball to the dome the other day, bro, figured it out. But I mean, Shane Bieber too, last year's Cy Young winner, who's leading the league in the strikeouts right now with 79, which is insane. But, kind of been slumping a little bit. ERA is a little higher than we wanted. But, that just kind of is what it is. But, man, there's some early predictions we got. It's been a great year of baseball so far, man. I'm glad to see it's back. We're back to 160 games. Like you said, I think players got well rested. We're seeing really good young talent come up. I've seen a lot of people talk about and joke around with baseball and whatnot, and how it's not a real sport and all this. And I'm not going to lie, I think there's a lot of things baseball needs to do to make this sport more palatable to the casual viewer, especially when your ball games are 3.5 hours long and we got to go through 162 of them. But this league is in good hands, man, with young players, young teams. There's going to be some poster childs of this league, man. So, Cruz, hit me with some final words here, man. What do we got to say to the folks?
I mean, we got an exciting young league coming up. I'm ready. I'm itching. We're getting back into some baseball. I'm looking good, hitting some fucking dingers, throwing some doinks, and it looks good. I don't know.
Fucking good. That's all we got to talk about. With that being said, the meat pack, get the fuck out of here.
Perfect.